And I'm Phil Houck for Fighting Irish Preview, and tonight the Irish were victorious over Virginia, 28-3, and not the kind of high-scoring affair that most everyone thought the game would be. And of course, a lot of that had to do with the inability of Brendan Armstrong, the star quarterback for Virginia, just couldn't answer the bell tonight. The injury. I guess he gave it a try in pregame, but just was unable because of his apparently broken ribs, was unable to play tonight. But the Irish were also, that's also part of the story, the Irish were also without key players tonight. Confirmed post-game by Brian Kelly, 13 or 14 Irish players were affected by the flu this week. It wasn't COVID, and they were tested for both, but it was definitely the flu strain that ran through the Notre Dame team, and it kept key players Drew White and Myron Tagliavoa-Amosa out of the game. Two of the captains, two of the key defensive players were unable to play tonight. Drew White, according to Brian Kelly, had a 103-degree temperature yesterday, so the Irish struggling with the flu bug, but the defense performed just fine. Now, they were working against freshman quarterback Jay Woolfolk for Virginia, but the Irish had a season-high 7 sacks. That was a big number. The 2 games early in the season, Florida State and Toledo, the Irish had 5 sacks in each of those games, but 7 sacks today, so a season high. The Irish also had a couple of interceptions today. Ramon Henderson, who moved over and played safety, found out on Monday, he was on the post-game interview, he found out on Monday that the Irish were going to move him over to safety. That's kind of a big move, but he played well, had an interception, and also DJ Brown, an interception, actually that ended the last possession for Virginia at the end of the game. Offensively tonight, the Irish 21 first-half points, 249 yards rushing. Kyron Williams, 14 for 70. The Irish are over 400 in total yards. Jack Cohn, 15 of 20. Another very efficient day for him, 75% on his passing, 132 yards, 3 touchdowns. So a pretty good night for Cohn. And hello, Mr. Mayer. Michael Mayer had not scored a touchdown. Believe it or not, he hadn't had a touchdown since week 2 against Toledo. He scored a touchdown, the first one of the night for the Irish, and he was the leading receiver for Notre Dame today. 7 catches, 84 yards, and again, his first touchdown since week 2 against Toledo. The Irish, another positive, were 3 of 4 in the red zone tonight. Their only miss came late in the game. It looked like for sure Tyler Buchner was leading a drive in the fourth quarter. They were down to the 5-yard line, but then they fumbled the ball on a handoff between Buchner and Diggs and turned the ball over, or else they would have been a perfect 4 for 4 in the red zone. That's kind of been a bugaboo for the Irish this year, is the scoring of touchdowns once they get inside the 20-yard line. So the Irish now move their record to 9-1. They are 52-9 since 2017. They're within 1 game, I believe, now of the most productive 5 years of Notre Dame history as far as wins goes. Historically, they are winning at a historic rate. There's no question about that. They've also won 40 consecutive games over unranked teams. So they're beating the teams that they're supposed to beat. That's really good news. So they go to 9-1, and next week they're back home in South Bend against 3-7 Georgia Tech. Notre Dame will probably be a pretty big favorite to win that game. Not surprisingly, Tech lost today to Boston College. And with the loss today of Oklahoma, the Irish are almost a lock to move up at least one place in the college football playoff. So that hope stays alive. Stay with us this week. We'll have news for you all week long on fightingirishpreview.com. And we'll have all things Notre Dame football for you, as we have for 25 years now. For Fighting Irish Preview, I'm Phil Houck, and that's a wrap.